Many TOEFL candidates use the same words over and over again. This makes their scores go down because one of the things the TOEFL examiners are looking for is a wide vocabulary. It's actually really easy to show off your vocabulary if you know synonyms. That is, alternatives for commonly used words. And this is exactly what you'll learn in this video. I'm going to teach you 20 synonyms you must know to get a high score. By the end of this video, you will be equipped with a broad vocabulary that you can use in your TOEFL test. If you want to boost your TOEFL score, check out our TOEFL courses. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, and you will get access to templates, sample answers, practice tests, and much more to help you get the TOEFL score you need. The link is in the description below. And now get a paper and a pen. For each word you know, you get 1 point. Comment below how many words you know. For example, 10, 15 or 20. Let's begin. The first word that many test takers use a lot is show. It's not a bad word at all, but if you use it too much, your vocabulary starts to sound really limited. There are tons of other words you can use instead of show. One that works in almost any situation is demonstrate. Look at this sentence. The research will show how effective the new method is. Here's how it sounds with demonstrate. The research will demonstrate how effective the new method is. Another word that comes up all the time is important. People use it when they want to say that something really matters. Regular exercise is important for staying healthy. You can see that important gets the point across, but you can make it sound way more advanced by using significant. So instead of important, try significant. Regular exercise is significant for staying healthy. Let's look at another example. In TOEFL writing, you'll probably need to talk about how something helps or supports something else. You can change help to facilitate. Technology can help students learn better. This becomes technology can facilitate better learning for students. This is such a sophisticated word. If you use it correctly, it can really boost your score. Another commonly used word is get. Look at this sentence. Students need to get permission before they can do research. You can replace get with obtain. Students need to obtain permission before they can do research. This shows that you are getting something through the proper process. It's a really academic word that makes your English sound advanced and precise. You're probably going to use start a lot in your TOEFL answers too, like the university will start a new research program next year. Start works fine, but if you want something more advanced, you can say initiate. The university will initiate a new research program next year. There's a small difference here. Start is pretty general, but initiate means you're formally beginning something important. It's perfect for academic writing. TOEFL candidates use the word good very often, especially when they want to give their opinion about something in TOEFL writing. A really sophisticated alternative is advantageous. Check out how much better this sounds. Online learning is good for people who work full-time. This changes to online learning is advantageous for people who work full-time. What a huge improvement! Speaking of giving your opinion, this word needs an upgrade too. What should you use instead of bad? Detrimental is way more specific than bad. You can change too much screen time is bad for children's development to too much screen time is detrimental to children's development. Now look at this sentence. I think renewable energy is the answer. There's a much stronger word than think. Try maintain. Here's the same sentence. I maintain that renewable energy is the answer. Maintain shows way more confidence than think, and it sounds more formal. This is perfect for when you're giving your opinion in TOEFL writing. By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos if we see that you enjoy watching them. Another word we use constantly is because. It's a great connecting word, but don't overuse it in TOEFL writing. Try using due to sometimes instead. It means the same thing, but it makes your writing sound more sophisticated. It's perfect for TOEFL writing when you want to explain why something happened. Let's try it out. Here's because. The experiment failed because the temperature was too high. Here's the better version. The experiment failed due to the high temperature. Now, let's talk about use. Check out this sentence. Researchers can use different methods to collect their data. A more formal way to say use is utilize. Try this sentence again. Researchers can utilize different methods to collect their data. Utilize sounds more intentional and purposeful than just use. On the TOEFL speaking test, you may have to talk about improvements, adjustments, and alterations. So many TOEFL students say change way too much. Try switching it up with a great alternative. Modify. This means you're making specific adjustments to improve something. Check it out in a sentence. First, the university should change its admission requirements. Here's the improved version. The university should modify its admission requirements. Using modify makes you sound more precise and shows that you can think about specific improvements rather than just general changes. Let's talk about need. You've got to be careful here because need is pretty basic. When you say need, it just shows a simple want or necessity. But require is much more formal and academic. Here's a good example. Students need better resources to do well. You can swap require for need. Here's how it sounds now. Students require better resources to do well. The next word is super common, and you probably use it all the time. I'm talking about happy. There's a great alternative for happy that'll help you mix up your vocabulary, and that's satisfied. Look at this sentence. I'm happy with the university's support services. It sounds even better with satisfied. I'm satisfied with the university's support services. Here's another word that tons of people use all the time. Sure. Since you'll be expressing certainty a lot in TOEFL speaking, you're probably going to use sure pretty often. Sure is perfectly fine, but if you want to showcase your vocabulary, try certain. Let's see how it works. I'm sure this approach is going to work. That becomes, I'm certain this approach is going to work. This is an awesome word for TOEFL speaking, especially when you need to give opinions and make arguments. Here's another useful word, hard. But hard is not very advanced. Use complex instead. It's way more precise than hard. You can change understanding quantum physics is hard to understanding quantum physics is complex. Complex is more sophisticated and shows you can talk about difficulty with real precision. Here's a word for describing speed or pace. I'm talking about fast. It comes up a lot when you're discussing how quickly something happens or develops. Try switching it with rapid. This is usually used when you're talking about something that occurs at high speed, especially in academic contexts. For example, you might say, technology is changing fast in today's world, but you can show off your vocabulary by saying, technology is undergoing rapid change in today's world. Now comes a great alternative for describing experiences in TOEFL writing and speaking. Lots of people describe activities as fun, so you end up saying fun way too much. Well, you can change that by using engaging. This sounds more mature and advanced. So here's a sentence. The lecture was fun and really informative. The improved version is, the lecture was engaging and really informative. Doesn't that sound so much more sophisticated? Sometimes you might need to express worry in the TOEFL. You might want to talk about doubts or uncertainties. So instead of the basic worried, use concern to show more precise emotional vocabulary. For example, I am worried about the environmental impact. This becomes I am concerned about the environmental impact. Concerned is more specific and shows exactly what kind of thoughtful worry you're feeling. Now, I want to talk about describing size and importance. That word is big. You use it all the time when you are talking about changes, improvements, or differences. So replace big with considerable some of the time. For example, there was a big increase in enrollment. This turns into there was a considerable increase in enrollment. One last word we need to cover is smart when you're talking about people or ideas. Look at this sentence. A lot of smart students still struggle with managing their time. There's a more academic word for describing how smart someone is. Try intelligent. Here's the same sentence. A lot of intelligent students still struggle with managing their time. And that's it. Those are 20 synonyms you absolutely must know to get a high score on the TOEFL IBT. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their TOEFL score too. See you in the next video!